Alright, welcome. This is the third video on the mathematics of elections. In this video, we're going to talk about the borda count method, which is one way to determine the winner of an election and also second place, third place, and so on, when the voters have the option to rank their choices. So, we're going to teach through example, and this is the same example from the previous video, and let's just remind ourselves where this table came to be. All the voters filled out a ballot, and the ballot said something like rank all, and it had all the choices. And so somebody filled out their ballot like this. They said, oh, I love C, they're number 1, B is number 2, D is number 3, and A is just no good. And so that's just one of the 10 people who voted this way. So the borda count method is assigning points to the place that a voter gives to a candidate. So in our example, we're going to say that voting somebody first on your ballot awards them 4 points. Go ahead and highlight this. If you give somebody receiving a first place preference on a ballot gives you 4 points. So then you can imagine we're going to have something for all the places. So second place will give you 3 points, third place will give you 2 points, and fourth place will give you 1 point. So there's like this decreasing amount of points awarded for what place you're putting them on your ballot. So in this method, we just need to tally up how many points every candidate has, and then whoever has the most amount of points is going to win. And then whoever has the second most amount of points is going to get second place, and so on. So let's take a detailed look. Let's look at the details for candidate D. Now I'm picking candidate, not Dade. Candidate D, just because they have an interesting layout here. So if you go and look at where D is, and everybody has to put D somewhere on their ballot. So notice that in every column, D appears once. And we would like to know how many times D was chosen for first place, second place, third place, and fourth place. So let's make ourselves a little table. So we'll have something like number of votes, and then we'll have first place, second, third, and fourth. So D, when we look in the first row, was chosen 8 times for first place. So 8 people chose D as their favorite. For second place, D got 5 votes. That's the 4 and the 1 together. 10 people chose D as their third choice, and 14 people chose D as their fourth place. If we have a little points per place, we'll just kind of record it. For every first place vote, D is getting 4 points. For every second place vote, they'll get 3 points. For every third place vote, they'll get 2 points. And for a fourth place vote, they'll still get a point. And then so total points. For all the first place, that would be the 8 times 4. So for 32, this is the number of points D is getting from all of the first place votes that they got. They have 15 points because 5 people each gave 3 points. 10 people each gave 2 points for 20, and 14 people gave 14 points. So that's like the full detail about candidate D for candidate D. In total, D gets 32 plus 15 plus 20 plus 14, and we'll let ourselves use a calculator for that. 81 points. So that's how many points D has to compete. We also need to calculate how many points C, B, and A all received. Let's just write that in a slightly less detailed fashion for C. C will get, so candidate C gets. So how many first place votes does C receive? C receives 11. So we'll have 11 and 4 points for each first place vote that C receives. For the second place votes, C has 8 of those. So, and for each one of those votes, C will get 3 points. C was chosen on 18 ballots to be third place. That's the 14 plus the 4. And each one of those earns them 2 points. And finally, oh, that's it. Nobody voted C as fourth. So we'll have 44 plus 24 plus 36 plus 0. And let's finish writing that out. The 24 plus the 36 is be the easier thing to add together. That's 60. Plus 44 is 104. So candidate C gets 104 points. I guess D got points as well. So C is ahead of D. And let's just make a comment on how we wrote this out. There's like kind of 4 products going on here. And this will be the number of votes, number of first place votes, then we'll have points awarded, for a first place vote. So each product is composed of these 2 items. And then, for instance, this whole thing of 36 is total points awarded for the third place votes. That C received. All right, so lastly, let's collect this information, this total number of points for both the candidate B and candidate A. So this is the summary information that we need. And just so we don't have to keep scrolling up and down, let's just go ahead and copy this schedule. Move it down here. Great. Switch back. So B will get so we need to count. Well, let's just observe where B is. B. B will get 4 first place votes. Each one is worth 4 points. B is voted second 24 times. It's 14 plus the 10. And each time that earns them 3 points. And 9 times B was placed third. Again, no times was B chosen for fourth. And we can actually type this all into the calculator at once. We obscured that 0, but that won't matter. So we have 4 times 4 plus 24 times 3 plus 9 times 2. And we're really done here, but let's just type it in for clarity. 106 points total. So ahead of C. And A gets 14 people. That was a lot. Chose A for first. But then everybody else chose A last. So 0 times does A claim 3 points for a vote. 0 times does A claim 2 points for a vote. And 10 plus 8 plus 4 plus 1 is 18, 22, 23. 3 times A gets 1. Notice the 14 and the 23 add to 37. There were 37 voters in this election. So that should... A, it's mentioned on 37 ballots. So that's good that those numbers add up to 37. And here we have 14 times 4 plus 23. Let's bring our calendar back for that. 14 times 4. Calculator, not calendar. Plus 23 times 1 doesn't do anything. 79. 79 points. So it looks like B is our winner with 106 points compared to 81 and 104. So that's how the borda count method works. You can imagine there are some variations if you had assigned different point values to the different places. That might have resulted in a different outcome. And you could have instead thought about getting the least number of points. So assigning first place 1 point, second place 2 points, third place 3 points, fourth place 4 points. It's a lot of modifications that would have resulted in a similar style of voting that would be still called the borda count method. Alright, see you on the next video.